Good morning. I can't even say we're sliding anywhere because we still have a few more minutes for noontime, right? So today I'm going to show you how we're going to make a gift bag. It's just a very simple gift bag. It'll be able to hold a gift card and it can also hold some candy. I'm thinking like Ghirardelli chocolate, right? The nice little squares will fit in here, more than one, as well as a gift card. So you can do anything you want for Mother's Day, as well as have a card. So if we have time, because I'm limited to time this morning, going into the afternoon, because I have a conference call at 12:15, but we're usually done in about 15 minutes anyway. So the thing is, the card we made last week is make a very beautiful Mother's Day card, and we'll relook at that, and then we're gonna make the treat bag to go with it. All right. So with that, let's go down the hands, do it because it's this Sunday. So if you haven't got something for your mother yet, now's the time to think about it, right? Because it's easy to do. So these are the original cards we made. We kit together on Sunday, the last Sunday of the month there. And then this is what we made as our alternative last week, right? I really like this card. In fact, I think I'm going to make some more because if you're one of my customers, you got this color for sure, right? This is Pool Party, and I gave you some other colors as well so that you can make alternatives, right, with your kit. So I think it'd be fun just to go ahead and make some more because I really like the way this is. See how that just comes out? And we used, right, the card base back in the background. We used it here as well, and we used it here as well. And we just put this right here so it just easily pulls out and pulls open. And then we added the rest of the stuff that was in the kit in here. So there you go. I really like that. All right, so let me show you. I made this on Wednesday, all right? Now, we aren't using this. This actually had a die set that we actually did this with. I'm going to show you how to make it from the paper pumpkin without using the die that I used for that. And I took the measurements from this because this is roughly about 2.5 right here. And the width here is going to be 2.25, but then you got to add the 1/2 inch on each side. See how we close the sides here? So it's going to look a bit different because ours isn't from a die, but I'm going to show you how we're going to make this, okay? So I wrote the measurements down here, and I just show you. So anytime you want to build something, right, take what you've got and add to it. So we knew that that bottom is a 1/2 inch. So it means the sides are going to have to be a 1/2 inch too, because when you go to fold it, right, here's one that I scored, and I got a 1/2 inch at the bottom. Well, I got to be able to tuck sides in, right? So it's usually whatever the width of the bottom is, because it's just going to come up to the side here because we scored it. All right, so this full piece is actually 5.5 by 3.25. So you can see that for you. 5.5 by 3.25, which is the actual height of our cardstock. So actually what I've done is I've pulled our leftovers from last week. I tell you to keep the leftovers, right? Because we're going to use them. So I went ahead and scored it. So just double checked my math here. Is I sat there and went ahead and did this and scored it on a different color because I know I can use this. And you can see what it's going to look like. So this is actually scored 1/2 inch on this side, 1/2 inch on this side. And when I fold it, I'm going to have that 2.5 in height, 2.25 width. All right, so it's just math. It's just math. We all need math. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take the same one here. And I just made out this pretty paper because that's what the cards are going to be made out of, right? So I don't know if you're like me, but I like my stuff to match. Not all the time, but lots of times I do if I can, right? And this is a case where I can. So I'll tell you like I do tell you when I do in the retreats and classes, I like to fold everything on the scored lines first so I can see where I'm going, right? And how things are going to come together. So we're going to have to trim. We're just going to trim right here on the scored line on both sides. So you can keep in mind, right, cardstock is 8.5 by 11. So you can make a treat box or a treat bag. That's the limit unless you go to 12 by 12 paper, which we do now have 12 by 12 in every color that we have regular cardstock in. So that's new and different. And then we're just going to fold it up. So see how that's going to allow this to fold in, right? And then I can come up. Now usually, what I always tell people is just cut a little wedge here. It just helps to lay down a little bit smoother when you're putting things together. Not a big wedge, just a little bitty one, right? And do it on both sides. And I would tell you to use tear and tape or glue. And I am going to use glue because I have yet to bring my tear and tape in here. And I was thinking I was working on a kit this morning and it had tear and tape in it, but I don't remember if this one did or did not. Let's see here. Our instructions will tell us, right? So if you're never sure what's in a kit, just move my stuff aside here a second so I can show you. Once I buried it earlier. Let's see if I moved it. I had it and I was looking at, oh, here it is. So if you're not sure what's in the kit, look, all right? So if I look back here, all I'm seeing is dimensionals. I'm not seeing any tear and tape, right? Because it lets you know what's in the kit. All right, so I'm not going to be getting any tear and tape from that, so I'm going to reach for my glue. This glue will work just fine too. So I've got my wedges on both sides. So you want to fold in, because this is the bottom, right? And then what we're going to do, now it doesn't matter which way you do it. I just try to be consistent, right? So if I'm going to glue this down and it's going to go this way toward the back, that's what I'm doing this side. I'm going to do that too because I like all the color here and I want to capture all this pretty color. All right? So I'm just going to come over here and put some glue here. And I'm going to show you how we're going to make the handles too. Because the handles that we did on Wednesday came in the die kit, right? So we're doing this without a die kit. Or a die, I should say, not a kit, just a die. All right, so I'm just going to hold that a second here. Let the glue set. But your main thing is, see how we line things up in the corners here? That's important. Because that's what makes everything look nice, crisp, and looks really nice. And this is just beautiful cardstock, right? And so I do it the same direction. So this is I'm going to do this. This basically I'm saying that's going to be the back of my box. Or the treat bag. Right? I do bags the same way. Treat bags, boxes, they're all the same. One just has a lid, the other doesn't, right? Alright, so I'm going to get that there. I'm going to do the same thing. So most it takes you more time to do the math than it does to actually putting it together and all. Just to make sure, right? Make sure to make mistakes. Because at first I had 6 inches. And I'm going, there's no way I can have 6 inches of length because my cardstock's only 5.5, right? So it's like, okay, it has to be 5.5, and I found out I just added my math wrong, right? Okay, so there we go. We have a bag right now that will hold candy and a gift card. Seeing what I could show you. So see, even that. See how that, so a gift card go in there beautifully as well as some chocolate, right? Because you need to do that chocolate. All right, so here is, we're going to do this here. Put this out of the way. Because it saved your leftover pieces, right? Because we can use them. All right, so this was some of the paper, cardstock that I sent folks. Now you can see it's just a matter of how big and wide you want your straps, right? We'll try this. Now the nice thing about cardstock is if you got a bone folder, just take it and just get it to release it where it's not so. See how it wants to curl and all? You can actually get this to curl just like ribbon. I've done it. All right, I actually did a little bit thinner, but yeah, still did it. Okay, so now we can easily make a handle, right? So I'm just going to put it right here. All right, and let's see how we're going to do this here. So I'm going to shorten it, right? I got to shorten it. I'm believing I have enough. And I'm almost thinking I might want it a little bit thinner. Now this right here is 1/4 of an inch. So if I wanted to go thinner, I'd have to do 1/8 of an inch. Not that it can't be done. Let's see. I've got some more paper there so I can cut again if I need to. Yes, be sure to say hello if you're out there. Right? Because at the end of the month, we always sit there and do door prize drawings. And it's all because you put an emoji, you made a comment. It's always nice to get comments, right? So this, anytime you see these marks, these marks are 1/4 of an inch apart. So I'm just wanting to go basic. I'm going right straight down the middle. I'm thinking it might be just easier for me. Just take this, and we're just doing 1/8 this way. All right. The other one looked like it was gonna like drive me crazy. No, let's see, I didn't do that thick. Let me do a little harder. But you're right. It's all about choices. So you'll have to let me know which you like the best. Now see, you can say, wow, that's a lot thinner, right? It really is. And see, you can lay it next to it, it's about halfway, right? So that's just the difference between 1/4 of an inch and 1/2 inch. You may not think it's much difference, but it is. So the other question would be is whether or not you plan on grabbing these handles for this little bag or not. So if I was going to grab the handle, which I most probably would, whether I even think about it or not, is I'm most probably going to need a thicker one. I was trying to think if we could do a little bit thicker. But man, anyway you go, this is like half of this. So it's like, now we're getting into little fractions of stuff. All right, but you can see from the die, this is the same width as the die that was die cut, right? So again, if I did this and I was going to be concerned about holding it, I would most probably do the front and do it again on the back, just to give it some reinforcement, right? So ours isn't going to be like that. Ours is like this. Now I like this because I think this is neater trim, right? Because this is sort of a smaller bag. So I'm going to go ahead and do this, and let's go ahead and see about what our length is going to be. I'm going to do it just about like this. Let me see how many inches that is, just so you know. Even so I know, so we're going to do it on the other side. Alright, let's see here. This roughly looks like it's 3¼ inches. And I'm just going to go with 3 inches. I'll have to do that again because that's definitely not 3 inches there. And I'm just going to cut it straight across. Alright, then we're just going to put a little glue here. And you could add embellishments if you wanted to, right? I think the bag itself is so pretty. Actually, they have some ribbon. I'm just sort of eyeballing this. I'm not like trying to make rocket science out of it, right? You already did enough math just to get this going. Alright, so I'm just going to put this here. See if I can hold my finger here. And then I'm just going to come over here and do the same thing. Now, by sitting there and using the bone folder to loosen up the paper, right, I got flexibility. If you don't, the cardstock is really stiff, right? Yeah, let's see here. Get you there. Now, what's cool about this, if I wanted to, I could have done it in 2 colors, right? I wonder if there's just a little bit more. Okay, there we go. I'm going to do a little bit more. So, yes, if I use glue, right, it still has some wiggle room. All right, so definitely I'm going to put some bling there, right? Okay, so there's one handle there. And then we're just going to flip it over the other side and do the same thing. Now I have to cut it again because, right, I think ribbon would look nice here too. And I might end up trying to think if I would replace it with ribbon or not. We'll see. I have to think about it. I really didn't. The paper here was too thick, right? 1/4 inch was too thick. 1/8 of an inch almost looks too thin. Oh, well, I guess I could go. Let's see what this looks like. And see if I like this, then I'll have to go cut the other one off. Oop, I did it diagonally. I'd have to cut the other one off and redo it. Okay, I know I just messed up this, but that was nice and squared, and I just messed that up. So we'll just flip it on the other side. Right, I'm not going to sweat the small stuff, right? Just that small stuff. Okay, so you see this one's just like right in between. See, it's a little bit less than that. Oh, it frayed. Yep, I'm just going to take my fingers and do that. It's paper. Alright, let's see how this looks. I might end up liking this better because it's not too thick, it's not too thin. But I am going to use my scissors, see if I can get some of this off, right? That's sure to fray a lot more than I wasn't even anticipating, right? So there you go. I'm just going to use my... Right, we're not going to sweat the small stuff. That's small stuff. Just trim it off. There's nothing to lose sleep over. Because I assure you, whoever I make this for, as long as I got candy in there and I get a gift card, it will not matter. It'll matter to me more than it will to them. Alright, so I'm going to do the same thing. You see it's still fraying a little bit in there, and I can use mine. But see how that does? Okay, let's see if I'm going to like this any better. Maybe if I grab a hold of it, right? Because that just looks so thin, I'm scared it's going to break real easy. Okay, we'll just do that. Alright. Like I said, I'm just going to just snip it off. Because we actually have some ribbon. It was on the last chance. I think it's off the last chance now because they sold out. It was Daffodil Delight, which is the same color as this paper here. I really like that, right? So, you know what? You just make it work, right? It'll work. Or it's your opportunity for creativity. Alright, I think I like this a lot better. I know I like this a lot better because it's thicker, right? The other one is just like... I will break that so easily. Right, so that's something to think about. If you're going to hand this off to somebody, number one, it's got to make it to giving it to the person, right? Number two is you don't want it falling apart. And see, I'm not worried about this being plain at the moment because I know I can put bling on here. Now, so in kits, right, whether it's paper pumpkin or another kit, if it's got bling in it, it always has the leftovers, right? So hold on to your leftovers. Okay, we'll just let that hold just a second. And then we just put bling on it. Now I'll tell you the other thing I did too is I actually took thread. It was thread, it wasn't ribbon. Unless it's a ribbon you can shred, or I should say untwine. I've actually used some twine that I unraveled it. You can do it with certain ribbons too, just depending on the ribbon, right? You can untwine it. I actually took some and just tied it around the handle and let it just hang. All right, now I think this is a lot better. Okay, so we're gonna do the other side. Let me do that again. I like that better. So actually, I guess since that was, I don't like the fact that it frayed like that. So I didn't use, so this is a, right, this is a half, this is a quarter, and this is an eighth. So actually, the eighth seemed a little small. Let me see if I can get a smoother edge here. So I sat there and did the mark in between. So not a fourth, not an eighth. So trying to think what that is, the math-wise. Fourth and eighth. I guess a 16th. But it's more than an eighth, so it's got to be 3/16 then, right? All right, still fraying, but we're just going to work with it, okay? Because we want to get it done and have our little gift bag. I'm just going to sort of get off the fuzzy stuff there. I feel fuzzy myself. So there you go. Right, you got to go with it. It's Friday. The weekend's here, right? You just have to go with it. All right. Let's get it down. So I just eyeball, right? I just eyeball where the other handle's at. And we'll do the same thing over here. Doesn't take a lot of glue to make it stick. You just have to have enough for it to hold on to it, right? You know, I did not use my bone folder yet, and I need that. Thank you. Waiting for somebody to tell me be sure to use my bone folder. And that's okay if you said that. I would be cool with that. Because, right, sometimes we need people to remind us. That's exactly. I see somebody's there. I don't know who's there at the moment. But hello. I hope you're having a nice Friday. It's the weekend, right? Tonight for us is family game night. The love of my life is home. So took him this morning before the live to get a pedicure, right? Because guys need pedicures too. It helps. That's love of my life says, man. They do things to clean up your feet and everything else. Make them feel good. Yep. So yeah, ooh, we need that a little bit shorter. So right, I'm eyeballing it. I didn't measure the end down there. Like I did originally. I did 3 inches. Alright, so a little bit more, right? Just looks like a little bit more. Smidgen here needs to come off. Not a lot, just a little. And like I said, we can put bling here. Alright? So here we go. Get all my mess here. Alright, so there's my measurements I use. So here it is. So we're going to need to just put some bling right here on each side. And we'll do that. And we got it right there. So there is the front of our little treat bag, right? It just needs, like I said, it needs some bling there. We'll put some bling on there. And then let's look at here. So I already have a card. I already like this card, right? And we still have time, yes we do, to sit there and make the other card, all right? So I have this one. But I have more than one person I can give a card to, right? So see how nice that matches together? Da-da-da. Just put some bling there. All right, so when you open this up, this is a leftover piece from last week, and it's real pretty. It's got gold trim on each end, so I don't want to lose that, right? I want to keep it. So I'm just going to add some adhesive here, and I'm going to put it on the inside of the card. So there's no reason why you can't put some on the inside of the card if you want to. Originally, I was going to do it widthwise, but it didn't show it off as nice. right? So if I did it down here, I'll just show you. I could put it down here, but it's going to go edge to edge, and it really just didn't look right. So I decided, fine, let's just come this way. Now, if you decided to make your card so it's landscape mode like this, I didn't plan on doing mine that way, but if you did, then I would have taken this and put it down at the bottom because it would look really nice there. Mine, I was going to do it like here, so we're going portrait mode for our card. So I'll sign and stamp Happy Mother's Day in here. And then I was just going to take this pretty gold piece that's in the kit, and I'm going to put it up on dimensionals. I have plenty of those left over from my kit there alone. All right, so I just need one right here for this, okay? And I'm just going to put this right across the middle because I can, right? Across the middle. And then I'm going to do this right here, thinking of you. So I'm going to put it right here because this is going to be elevated. And this is leftover from last week. I couldn't decide if I was going to do the berry burst or the crushed curry. And the crushed curry is from a previous paper pumpkin kit. I save all my little spots. All right, so I've got thinking of you. And then we're just going to open the card. And I'm going to put Happy Mother's Day in here. And I've already done this. So Happy Mother's Day is not in this block. Hi, Nancy. So I've got Happy Mother's Day. So I'm going to actually start off with Mother's first. And I'm going to put Happy above it and Day underneath. All right, because this particular stamp set has all these. So this wasn't in the paper pumpkin. So we're using the front of the card, thinking of you. And we could also do You're Amazing. It's in the kit. But they didn't have Happy Mother's Day. So I'm adding Happy Mother's Day. All right. So I'm going to do it since my ink's on crushed curry on the front. I'm going to do the same thing on the inside. All right. I think any mother, right, that gets out there and raises children and all, it's like they are amazing. So if you haven't told your mom Happy Mother's Day, be sure it's on your agenda. All right. We're going to get Happy in here. Oops. Because they got you raised, got you to adulthood. So you need to be sure to tell them thank you. And I'm just going to center it. I don't have to, right? Because the way this is, I could do Happy Mother's Day any way I wanted to. But I'm just going to center everything. I'm eyeballing it, right? I'm not like getting a measuring tape out or anything. I'm just eyeballing it. All right, so there we go. So there's our Happy Mother's Day. So here we go. Thinking of you. Let's do add. You are amazing. Because I think all moms who got their children to adulthood are amazing. Right? It's the teenage years that are the test. Those are the real test. I think they said, I forget what the other age group is. It's always debatable, right? Is it 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? I don't know. Anyway you go, I have to have a tag. Right? It doesn't matter. Your mom got you through it, so that's the main thing, that you're telling her thank you for getting you through it. So let me get a tag. And I'll have that here. And you could actually put You're Amazing on the bag too. It's not going to work though. You could do Happy Mother's Day and cut it out there. We'll just put You're Amazing because you are. And if your kiddos don't tell you, I know they really meant to. They just need somebody to remind them, right? All right, so I'm just going to put this down. I'm just going to put it down right there, right? Thinking of you. You are amazing. You are. I'll even tell it to myself. I'm amazing. I got 4 of them through the teenage years, adulthood, and oh yeah, life is good. All right, so there you go. We got Thinking of You. You are amazing. We got Happy Mother's Day with some pretty paper in there, using up all that pretty cardstock we have. And then we're just going to find some bling to put on here. And I'll most probably just use the bling like this here because it's just got gold foil on the inside, but it picks up any color. And we'll get that on there. And then we'll have our treat, right? Our gift that we can give to our mom as well as a card. So I hope you enjoyed that. And if you do, please be sure to share it. And I want to thank you for supporting us not only here on Facebook, but also on Instagram and YouTube. And with that, Have an amazing week. Have a wonderful weekend. It's Mother's Day weekend, so put that on your Sunday calendar to do on Sunday. All right. Be blessed. Look forward to seeing you next week. Right. With this one, I'll be Wednesday on Keep It Simple or Step It Up, and then on Friday I'll be doing Teach Me Nana. Be blessed. See you soon. Bye.